Hi, my name is Dan Johnson. I'm a licensed acupuncturist and herbalist at Way Wellness Center. I was recently posted the question, why don't people sometimes heal unless they slow down? Our world is so busy, we move so quickly. There's so much activity, so much engagement. Oftentimes that can lead us really tired and depleted and empty inside. So we're told to work harder, to do more, to go to school longer, to put in more hours, to save everything for later, to get all this stuff ready for retirement so that you can then live the life that you need to live. But we're like burning ourselves out along the way. So there's too much yang activity and not enough yin substance to hold it down. In past videos, we were talking about yin yang, 5 elements. So as we apply this model to the body, yang, yin is below, east is on my left, west is on my right. Oftentimes, if things aren't healing very well, or if there's lots of patterns of stress, of anxiety, of insomnia, of anger, of frustration, like all this energy is in the upper parts of the body. I have all this tension, tightness, my heart hurts. I get digestive complaints. Things are stuck deep inside. Everything is just tense and tight and has lifted into the upper aspects of the body. It's up in the north. Things are not cycling downwards properly. It's because the energy everything's up in the south. The energy of the north, of the kidneys, of yin is tired and depleted. So we don't have the ballast, we don't have the weight to anchor the stress, to anchor the excited yang energy back into where it should be housed. Chinese medicine says our job is to bring heaven down to earth, to take yang and pull it into yin. Yin is slowing down. So oftentimes, if we want our bodies to cycle more healthily, if we want to breathe deeper, we want to have better digestive system, we want to have a better circadian rhythm, we want to sleep, we want to have better energy, it's all about resting. We can't just go. You have to take time to stop. You need to rest in completion. Resting in completion completes a cycle. It's like spending 4 years at school and not going to your graduation ceremony. You got to take time to celebrate accomplishment, to celebrate completion of something, to let energy coalesce and draw inwards so that there is now substance, root, and a basis for things to start up again. So that anytime things aren't healing well, anytime there's chronic issues of overexcitement or depletion, it's really important to practice active resting. Active resting is not us just like crumpling on the couch at the end of the day and watching a few TV shows and then falling asleep. Active resting can be like practice yoga. It can be meditation. It can be slowly eating our food. It can be having a cup of tea. But doing it with intention, doing it with good posture, to do it with the breath. There's different cultivation practices in Chinese medicine. When we look at building energy, we talk about postnatal qi, postnatal energy. This is how we build energy on a daily basis. There are 3 components to this. It's the food that we put into our body. It's the drink that we put into our body. It's the different things that we absorb into our system. So if we're putting lotions on, if we're using DEET, mosquito repellent, if we're around toxic people, if we're just like playing at a family reunion and you see all your friends, family, and the things that you just haven't seen in a while, and all that love that you're surrounded by. So absorption, it's physical, but it's also emotional and energetic. So food, drink, what we absorb, that's bracketed times the power of your breathing. So we need to be able to take our time and effort to consciously breathe deeply into our center, bringing heaven into earth, following the metaphor, bringing air deep into our belly and letting it go. By taking those deep breaths, that magnifies the benefits of the food, the drink, and everything else that we have in our life. That gives us a complete formula for developing energy, for cultivating chi, but also helping to nourish and build that yin foundation that is so important for any type of activity, any type of warmth, any type of healing and growth in our body. So another question is like, how can we get better sleep? Good sleep starts in the morning time. If we wake up and we're like, I'm on my phone, I got my coffee, I've done 5 things for somebody else before the sun rises. The sun doesn't rise that fast. If we're looking at how things naturally cycle from the east to the south to the west to the north, it's a transitional period. It moves slowly. It doesn't just ramp up. It goes in a gradual tick. So if we're having issues sleeping, if our sun does not set, we got all this anxiety, we have all this busyness in our mind. We talked about how that can be a yin deficiency, or the yang is not being anchored by that which is below. So the best way to start that process is have a slow, gradual morning. Let the sun rise slowly. Watch the coffee before 10 o'clock. A cup of tea, have some water. We want to build our fire. We want to nourish our digestive system in the morning so things can just start to move gradually. A novel idea for many people is to wake up and do something for themselves. Sometimes we're just running after our children, running after going to immediately checking the news, eating breakfast with the news in the background. This is inflammatory stuff that just doesn't really digest or settle well, or things that just ramp us up and get us real stressed. It's better to work it from a gradual space. So if we start the morning slowly, or we take time to rest and completion throughout the day, the body's much better at knowing how to settle at night. Talking of the different elements, the different directions, our bodies were designed to absorb and to work in a space of stillness. Our bodies want to have quiet. It wants to have silence, like a signal of quiet, of quiescence. It's essential for health. It's really difficult to find that in our world. Right now, sitting in the office, I'm sure there's at least there's a router over there, there's a power line over there, and there's a camera in front of me, there's a cell phone behind the wall here. There's all these electric signals. There's bright lights above. Everything puts off light. The body wants dark. Practicing stillness, finding quiet is something we have to work on. Before bed, progressively lowering the lights, progressively lowering, letting the sun set. It doesn't have to happen like that, but letting the lights lower, letting our activity level set, letting our breath get deeper into the body, turning off the routers, put it on airplane mode, reading a book, drinking some tea, things that just help to bring and settle us back down. That leads to a much deeper state of restorative sleep. That can be practiced throughout the day with our breathing practices. That can be practiced by putting the fork down after eating a bite of food. You stop. So it's this active process of resting throughout the day after completing something that can be very, very supportive and helpful for helping us to rest at the day's end. And building in helps to also give us more energy so that we can be more productive and harvest more greatness from our life. Thank you very much.